Hello, Nasdaq followers, and welcome to another edition of Nasdaq Spotlight. My name is Leonel Faro, and we're coming to you live from New York City at Pig Identity's Identify 2018 conference. Right here, we are hearing from real enterprises talk about identity security as well as managing identity on multi-cloud platforms. All very interesting stuff. Joining me right now to talk a little bit more about it is Bernard Hagendige. He is Senior Vice President of Intelligence at Ping Identity. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Leanne. Happy to be here.
Oh, happy to have you. So tell us, how do organizations have API infrastructures, or how often do they have these infrastructures even set in place?
So API.
A loaded question.
Yeah, but it's really the future, right? Because
yes.
APIs have become the gateway to everything of value, meaning every data set, every fast or database, all of those accesses are done through APIs these days. Mm-hmm. And so that you buy something online, that you watch a movie, that you do your banking, it's all via APIs. Mm-hmm. And that creates a tremendous attack surface for hackers at the end of the day. And so API access, API security is something that the security team are just starting to catch up with. But given the fact that they are just in front of your credit card number, in front of your IRS filing website, in front of everything of value in an enterprise, demand that they be taken with a lot of seriousness in terms of the security approach and securing the API infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you say a lot of people are struggling, like they have to play catch up kind of in this day and age, how can developers stay ahead of the curve and be thinking about API proactively?
Yeah, it's a really good question. It's at the end of the day, in an open and connected world, there's not much between a hacker and an API. And so proper API security starts with proper API designs so that vulnerability that a hacker can exploit to abuse the API or bypass an authentication in an API to get to data are eliminated during the design, but also goes on with the need to have deep visibility into every API access. And we hear a lot from CISOs and DevOps leads, security leads, that once an API is accessed, they don't really know what's going on after. So having that deep visibility into all that traffic is critical. And then, of course, having tools that can look for and automate responses to attacks. So on APIs or on the data and application day interface. Mm-hmm. So people are catching up to all of this right now, trying to understand. They have had one objective primarily until now was develop APIs, right. Front-end everything. Speed was the game, and now they're realizing that they have to look at techniques to properly secure an API infrastructure. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it comes from some really visible breaches that were reported. And many of those breaches happened for years sometime, definitely over 12 months before they were detected.
Wow.
So it's a true wake-up call, right? That people need to pay great attention, because this lack of visibility means that those breaches are not detected. They can go on for a long time. And so it all comes down to proper design techniques, great visibility into that traffic, ability to detect and block those attacks.
So to that end, how will artificial intelligence be able to help us kind of detect these threats and address them appropriately?
So at the end, it's a big data problem, and I'm going to explain why. Unlike as a part of the enterprise or governmental telco securities, there is so much data hitting APIs from so many different connections that it's a very, very difficult problem. In fact, API security is really, really hard. Mm-hmm. So we ended up coming up with solutions that use artificial intelligence, because honestly, it's the only way to tackle the problem. And I give you an example. You can even imagine on a small website, tens of thousands of connections coming in at the same time, from different type of devices, desktop, mobile, different applications, different browsers, all at different speed, and all hitting a whole bunch of different APIs. Mm-hmm. And then you realize very quickly, it's a big data problem. And you're looking for a needle in a haystack now, about 10,000 connections happening right now, different applications, different APIs. There's one, that's a bad one. And you're looking for that one at that moment. And artificial intelligence is today the only techniques that is capable of tracking all of this and sorting out that needle, pointing you at it, and having an automated way to block that connection so that the hacking doesn't continue like it does today. Most breaches are invisible today. People don't see those breaches. And when they see, they are because they have really good organization, a lot of talent, but when they see it, it's months and years later, not in the hour or the 10 minutes following the attack. It's, Facebook, 14 months before they detected that someone had accessed 30 million accounts. There was Instagram, there was several attacks on Verizon, T-Mobile. The list goes on, P.F. Chang, Panera Bread. It's all about access to data and looking for personal or credit card data and that kind of stuff.
No.
So artificial intelligence is the only way to really sort out this data set and pointing out the intruder and doing something about it.
Absolutely, and all the issues you bring up are really prevalent in today's day and age. We're all about speed. We have mounds and mounds of data. Now it's about being able to find that needle in a haystack, know your priorities, and know when there's a threat.
That's correct.
So definitely looking forward to a future with AI intelligence, and we're all much safer with this kind of security. Thank you so much for joining us, Bernard.
Thank you, Leanne.
Nasdaq followers, stay tuned. We'll have more coverage live right here from the Ping Identity Identifier.